Assalamu alaikum. Sudan. I'm currently doing mechatronics engineering from a University Islamabad. I'm here to show you my lab task of 7 of microcontroller and embedded system lab, which was based on external PC interrupts in Atmega 328. So basically, we did this lab in Arduino Uno. So basically, first of all, I will tell you what is an interrupt. So basically, what is an interrupt? Interrupt is a processor that interrupts the current process. For example, if a code is running and basically we have added an interrupt into it, so that's what it will pause the code at interrupt, and it will then run the interrupt function, and then basically it will come back to that basic code which was running before. So basically there are many types of interrupts, and basically it is referred to as input signal that has the high priority for hardware software. That's why it stops the processing immediately and then starts running the interrupt. After interrupt is finished, it starts its regular code. So basically it is how it is processed. So basically these are devices, and they send interrupt to an interrupt controller. So basically it disables the CPU processor and run the interrupt, and then basically again starts that uh, process which was running before. So basically there are many types of interrupts. So basically hardware interrupts. So what are hardware interrupt? That an electronic signal, if some sent from a device, so if it had to communicate with the processor, it requires immediate attention. That means that for example, if any mishap happens to our laptop, so it basically uh, gives a signal to our CPU. So now maskable interrupts, these are very important. So what are maskable interrupts? That processors have to interrupt mask register that allows enabling and disabling of hardware interrupts. So basically it enables or disable interrupts. It has many pins also, so every signal has a bit placed in the mask register. So basically set means interrupt is enabled, and reset means that it is disabled, so vice versa. And software interrupts, the processor itself requires a software interrupt after executing certain instructions if particular conditions are met. So basically we have to code that in our code. So basically what are triggering methods? These signals are designed to trigger using either a logic signal. So basically there are two types of triggering triggering interrupts, which are level trigger interrupt and edge trigger interrupt, just like latches and flip flop. So in this type, the input module invokes an interrupt if the series level of this is asserted, and an edge interrupt, for example, a signal is coming and it depends on the falling or rising edge. So basically on that edges it change its value. So basically it depends on that. So basically there are many types of interrupt, and they play a very important role in our coding also. So basically uh, now I will show you my lab task 7, which in which we had to press a button, and so an interrupt will be shown on our LCD. So basically half of code was given to us, and we had to code in here basically in while loop and in an interrupt loop. So basically these are pins for interrupts. So basically I will show you my simulation first. So this was LCD and these are my buttons. So whenever I run my simulation and when I press my button, interrupt 0 will be appeared. When I press this button again, it will show 2 times. When I will press it 3 times, it will show here 3. When I press it 4 times, it will show 4. So basically this is how it works. And and when I press this button, it will show interrupt 1 is equal to 1. When I again press this button, it will show interrupt 1 is equal to 2, 3, 4. So it depends on how many times I click my button, and basically which one button. This will show interrupt 0 and this will show interrupt 1. So this is how my simulation is working. I will show you my code too. So basically this was code which I did using my own library of LCD. I will show you my LCD library too. So these are the functions which I defined and in my LCD library, and used this library into my main function. So half of the code was already given to us. So I have taken port D as input, port C as output, and port B as output also. And I have used PD2 now as an input with pull up enable. So SCI means to set up the interrupt. So basically I have called these functions which I already defined and displayed these things, press button also. And I have used this interrupt function and this interrupt function for one enable, and this is for interrupt 2. Sorry, this one is for interrupt 0 and this is for interrupt 1. And another code which was based on other LCD library was this. So basically functions in here are also defined, and the code was similar as before up to while SCI. I will display the same things, but I have changed the code in my interrupt 0 and interrupt 1 function. So basically I've displayed this on my LCD as you have shown, as I've you have seen in my simulation as well. So basically this was my code for lab 7. Basically I've displayed interrupt 1, then I have given a delay of 10 millisecond, and I have also shifted the cursor up to 12 up, and I have also shifted the cursor here, like it will be displayed in this form, 12 from here. So basically if I change 12 in there, it will be shown in middle or somewhere else. So basically this was my code for lab 7. Thank you.